Biome. Alright.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Alrighty then. Well, welcome everyone. This is episode 10 of A Side of Tilt. I'm Matt.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Raymond. I should just spill
Guys
drink
drinking water.
everywhere. Sorry.
So today we're going to talk about a little bit more, of course, League of Legends rumors, offseason details.
We're almost at the end of it. All the teams are almost finalized.
Yeah, almost at the end of it, guys. If you're tired of hearing us talk about offseason rumors, well, go fuck yourself. That's what we're talking about.
This was mainly gonna be revolving around TSM. It's like they've had the biggest news this week, and I don't have
The
I don't have the
biggest
other news.
news.
Hit it off, Tran.
Doublelift announced that he was retiring alongside with Bjergsen from like a month ago or something like that. It was rumored that he wanted to play with top tier support in order for him to stay, which I think he got some backlash on. I actually don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't doubt it's true, I guess. And then so I think it's a good. It's probably better that he retired now than like
Yeah.
go play through a season maybe he isn't fully committed to or something like that, and then
What if they
retire.
gave him a top tier support and then he still sucked? Then it would have been really bad.
That would have been a bad luck, but yeah. So maybe maybe him retiring now is maybe just cover his ass or something like that. But
I think it's smart.
it's pretty big news. I mean, Doublelift's been in the scene since like pretty much the very beginning, and people were sad to see him go. He's been a great competitor. It's like it's just weird to.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things you don't. I mean, you obviously know he's gonna
It
retire
is.
eventually, but it's like, damn, he actually retired.
It's like when
It is
Kobe
kinda strange,
retired,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it just kind of left that void on the team.
it's just like shit, man. What the fuck? Where's Kobe at? Yeah, exactly. It's wild. He's been through a few different teams and he's had success on pretty much all of them except for the very early teams. But pretty crazy. With that news, it was also announced that I don't know if it's bigger news or as big as news, but Sword Art from Suning, the finals runner-up team from Worlds, is coming to TSM. Well, yeah, most likely pending right approval, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. International support. He's had really good success on Flash Wolves and on Suning now. TSM has played him throughout the years and ended up getting kicked out a few times by him, not just once but multiple times, I guess. So.
Yeah.
So it'd be pretty cool. It'd be like the whole Core JJ effect. Team Liquid bringing him over here and him improving the scene a lot. And so I expect it to be the same. I hope it's the same. I really hope he doesn't come over here and get a fucking fat paycheck and fucking shit the bed or something.
Nah,
Who
I'm
knows,
sure
man?
he'll perform well. It'll be exciting. It's a lot of big changes for TSM. I mean, they're pretty much, other than their jungler, a whole new team. New mid lane, new bot lane,
New coach.
both sides and top, new coach. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what they do. Because in the beginning, it was more like Burgers is retiring. Like, okay, we need to find a new mid laner, and then you find out they can't keep Broken Blade, and then you find out that they're gonna get another support because they're shitting all over Biofrost, and then they're like, all right, well, Double's like, well, I wanted better support, and then he retires, and you're
Then
like,
he
oh
dips.
god, so much going on with that team. So.
Yeah. It's pretty wild to think of, just last bit right before Worlds, it was Bjergsen, Doublelift, and the two like goats of NA are all on the same team, and then they end up retiring at the same time. It's pretty crazy. I just can't think. So the final TSM roster is looking. I think it's pretty much like 90% confirmed. It's gonna be Huni top, Speaker in the jungle, PoE in mid lane, and lost from the academy roster onto the main roster. He was supposed to be traded to EG. Not traded, bought out by EG, but that ended up. I think TSM ended up backtracking that because of Doublelift retiring. So like it wasn't like direct trade between Huni and Lost. obviously, because I think so it's just a Huni buyout basically instead of a trade, because people were speculating that it was a trade. That's why they were like being weird about it, as if Doublelift retires, that the whole Huni to TSM thing would have been like scuffed basically. But it's looking like that. And then obviously Sword Art in the sport role. And so from my my first impression about it is okay and really good if Lost is actually is as good as everyone says he is.
Competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have. Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, apparently he's pretty big Smurf in Academy, and he's from OCE, so he doesn't take an import slot. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have a rough start.
When does the season actually start?
I don't think. I think All Stars is next month, so I think probably like January or February.
January, February. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so only time will tell. We'll figure out what the hell's gonna go on. I mean, I like that they got rid of the whole spring split thing, so every game matters now. So you can't like TSM can't like fuck off like the first.
So you can actually see like progression of like, you know, they might have a rough start, but if they end up like popping off and like, you know, towards more than the year and like they keep their record up and like they can make it in the worlds and stuff like that, it'd be cool. Because, you know, it's gonna take a while for the team to like synergize and like and like come together. I mean, so when Core JJ got into Team Liquid, it was pretty much like he was pretty much good off the start.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because of, like, you know, because Team Liquid had stacked rosters,
coaching staff and stuff though. So
maybe, yeah.
I think they're able to like implement new kind of team styles or players and stuff like that a lot easier. TSM's been known to have like a pretty poor coaching staff. Now maybe with Jurgensen taking the lead, that'll change, but you know, we'll have to find out.
Yeah, it's gonna be different because, you know,
everything
like,
is just a bunch of speculation at this
point. The team was revolving around Bjergsen for a long time, so now that he's
gone,
now that, you know, things are changing, you know, in the team, you know, just the whole team dynamics gonna be different.
Yeah,
so.
They have to find, because I'm sure Bjerg did a lot of the shot calling, you know, when he was playing. So they're gonna have to find their in-game leader, and Lost is probably gonna have to adjust from playing Academy to
well, playing. I think what's it called? So Spica, you know, the jungler that the team's basically built around now, which is kind of weird because TSM has been known to just fucking shit out junglers left and right, but now they end up having their jungler, the rookie jungler from, you know, last split, be like the focal point, I guess, and like
he did very well.
Yeah, he was really good. So I think he does a little bit of in-game lead, but I kind of, if he does, I hope he continues to. I hope he continues to improve on it, because I think jungler being in-game lead is probably like, alongside with your mid laner being in-game lead, probably one of the better positions to have be your.
Yeah, it's very good to have someone like your jungler to be able to make some calls and stuff like that, because you can be anywhere.
Right, early game is revolved all around your jungler, right? So your jungler is like doing literally everything in early game, and then, you know, when it transitions to team fights and stuff, you get a little more, people can like have more influence. But jungler is like, even if you're just farming but like keeping tabs on the other jungler is like big fucking priority. Like being a jungler is very difficult, especially.
I would want my best player to be a jungler. I think if I had a team, that's probably what I would want. Followed by like, because you really only need a decent bot lane. You just need them to like, in my opinion, yeah, I think you just need not to feed, be good at farming and just maintain.
Yeah,
having a really good mid laner can change a lot if they're doing like, you know, lane ganks, like pushing. That was Bjergsen was really good at. He was good at like stopping his lane and knowing when to go and gank another lane. So, and then I think a good top lane too. You don't need like a super fantastic one. I think if you really have a very good jungler and maybe a really good mid laner, you're pretty much set, as long as you guys can like collaborate well when it comes to team fight phase.
Yeah,
then
so
everyone
like
needs to be good, obviously.
So looking more in depth on it, I would dive into it. I think PoE. I'm pretty sure PoE is not really an in-game like
shot caller.
Yeah, but like he also isn't like stop lane either, right? So he's like he's definitely control mage style oriented, like farm early to mid and like kind of more carry towards the late game.
Yeah, and so, that's like, fine too. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good role for him, and that's what TSM is going to play to. That I think they should.
Yeah.
So now you have a more of your late game insurance basically, right, in PoE, and so now you have to carry the early and mid game to at least get there. So Spica is been pretty good early game. Huni, oh man, Huni, when he's peaking, he's fucking hella good. When he's like he's shit the bed, he's like everywhere, shit everywhere, dude. You can't contain him. So like I'm more concerned about how top lane's gonna go, because Broken Blade was really good. We saw how Spica and Broken Blade work together. They had some good stuff.
Fucking champ, bro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it always okay. It was TSM's gameplay was very obvious, right? It was stonewall through top lane and shit. And so like, it's like when they hit up against the brick walls like at Worlds or something like that, when they know their strat and like they can prepare for it effectively. It's like kind of hard to use that one strat, right?
Yep.
Because like they know what's gonna happen. They're gonna do everything to stop it. And so now you got this new bot lane lost in Sorda, and they have to kind of maybe. I'm assuming they kind of have to play aggressive and be like kind of like the early to mid game bridge, basically, right? So like maybe Speaking can play through ball lane and like leave Huni on island. So it's either they play through ball lane, leave Huni on island, or they play through Huni and leave ball lane on island. And I think, oh man, if Huni's playing peak, play through top lane. But I am more than likely probably thinking that we're gonna play through ball lane to bridge through late game.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, it might be one of those things, depending who they're going up against, they decide who they're going to gank a lot.
I hope Lost becomes like fucking like tactical and just comes out of the gates just smurfing on everyone, and like he comes out to be this insane,
good,
insane, just NA region fucking talent, and just stops everyone. That's what T7 can only hope for. So.
All we can hope for, man. Okay.
So moving on.
We got. Do we have anything else to talk about for that kind of stuff, or are we ready to move on?
I don't think so. I know there's
juicy rumors.
I think that was the big one.
I think Golden Guardians announced some people, and they're like all Academy local talent. So
that's good.
Or like OC, yeah.
I would love to see them do well with that team.
It actually be kind of nuts because like they're pretty much obviously expected to kind of hit like bottom 4 or like bottom 5 or basically whatever, bottom half of the fucking standings. And so like if they pop off, it'd be cool. It'd be kind of cool for the region. It'd be kind of bad for everyone else that's already in the region, but
yes, it would.
Maybe because like what the fuck you guys been doing. But that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna have they have like no team anymore, so they're like they got a lot going on. But who knows?
Picked maybe up some dudes off the street.
On top, man. Yeah.
So I think in their Twitter post they legit said it's like a building, like a rebuilding like
phase
strategy. Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, I mean it happens in every sport, so.
They need the NBA to make more money again.
Yeah, their situation's a little unique, but yeah.
Oh shit! Golden State Warriors aren't making money. We don't have a team anymore.
That's it, man.
Have you guys seen the new thing for the new champion?
I have. Interesting character, yeah.
It's kind of got like a what's it called? Kled mechanic, yeah.
I'm gonna put her right here. Shit. Bam. So we're gonna take a look.
League really investing in these horse-like champions, huh? The Lilia.
That's actually who I want to start playing is Lilia. So, but anyway, she seems pretty interesting. She's supposed to be a tanky support kind of role.
Yeah.
She has like a taunt that can pull people, strong Q poke. But I think I was watching Professor Akali player, and all her abilities are straight up, I think, with magic, like all ability power. So she could actually be a really good top lane focus too, potentially.
Yeah.
Depending on,
looking
at if they're gonna change that at all.
So looking at her kit initially, I expect her. So the only thing that like makes her like support, I don't even know worthy or like even just like that puts in the mind is like her E, which is like it's like an Irelia stun, which is like a line stun with her like being one of the lines.
Yeah, well, her ulti also taunts.
I thought it pulls.
I forgot which one her ulti is.
Doesn't it pull?
Like a circular thing, and then it pulls people to her.
Yeah.
It's
like a magnetic.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a magnetic.
You can block while it's happening, so you're like basically pulling people to her.
Well, like I think some of her maybe her passive or some of her abilities also gives her like stacking armor and magic resist stats, and so like
she's I expect her. Pokey support if she supports, but I actually see a lot of people going to be playing her probably top.
I expect her to be more of a tank role in the. Just get in there and fucking use her ult on everyone and make sure they don't get away and be super toxic because that sounds fucking toxic.
Oh,
have her just end up on top of you and then her ult and then just her running around while you're just being dragged.
Yeah, you're just gonna no damage, just straight up like just
tank.
Yeah.
But
Mail and
I did remember reading that her ult doesn't interrupt like abilities or anything like that, so you could like.
You can still cast while she's
yeah,
playing.
you can still do shit while you're fucking getting run around into while you're getting dragged into 5 or 4 other fucking people. But yeah, but it's interesting.
Yeah, she seems really cool. I'm a fan. Let me see real quick.
I mean, I don't really play. I don't really play tanks because I don't really play top lane because top lane's a trash fucking role.
All right, listen here, you okay?
But I guess she seems pretty cool. I mean, she's not as exciting as like fucking like Samira, right? Or like that.
No,
she's kind of just.
It's just a tank, Yeah.
She seems kind of strong. It seems just initially from like my first impressions of her, just seeing her kill a little bit. It seems like she'd be really strong because she has like the whole stacking stats thing gets fucking really obnoxious really quickly because she's already tanky.
Gnarly wombo combos too.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Oh yeah.
Her and Oriana or something.
Yeah, Oriana, her like throw her with like not really anyone. Galio, someone just fucking hopping in, doing a bunch of damage real quick. I mean, it can get gnarly. Or if you just imagine a bunch of taunts like Rammus. And then you had also her. You had also like Shin.
Being toxic,
just taunting them. So, but it's pretty cool. So it's definitely a mix of a lot of people. But I don't know. I feel like she'd be a way better top laner than support. But what do I know? I mean, we also have Pantheon support now too. So.
You just play anything, anywhere. All right. You got a stun, you're good. Support.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, no, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, when people first made that champ, they probably weren't like, "This is support, bro."
Yeah.
Tran Valorant First Strike tournament.
Oh, okay. So the qualifiers are finished up, and so the seed for the teams for the First Strike tournament, the first Riot sponsored, what's considered major, has been set. I'm only gonna talk about NA. There's an EU bracket that I didn't watch at all. It seems okay, cool, whatever, man. EU, whatever, fuck off.
It's too many teams.
Okay, so we're looking at the bracket here, and the 4 matches are the teams that came in, and the matches. So the quarterfinals, Envy is playing Immortals, and then Renegades is playing TSM, and 100 Thieves is T1, and Sentinels is playing FaZe Clan. I watched I watched pretty much a lot of the games. I watched all the last qualifier pretty closely. Envy is like the first seed coming out of the last qualifier, so they're supposed to be like the top tier team. I was just going to more specific matches. The TSM versus Renegades. Renegades is a team that people didn't expect to be into the tournament, as in they kind of just like either lucked into it or fell into it, or they played well enough that day to get into the tournament, but they're not. Seemingly supposed to be a pretty good matchup for TSM. 100 Thieves and T1. 100 Thieves, surprising showing. They actually ended up doing pretty good. T1 played through the last qualifier and ended up qualifying. They seem pretty good. I want to say like maybe middle of the pack. And then we got Sentinels and FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan was in the finals of the last qualifier, was versus TSM. TSM ended up winning 3-1 in the qualifier to be the first seed out of that group. Sentinels, Sentinels actually it's actually supposed to be pretty crazy, yeah. And it was that kind of, so they dropped to like the third or fourth seed in the last qualifier, which they still qualified, but like they're in the bottom half of it, and so it was just kind of unexpected because they expected it to be top of the group. And so if they play like they should, I assume they're probably almost tournament favorites. And now I'm looking at it. TSM and Sentinels are on the opposite side of the bracket, and so TSM and Sentinels have like a pretty big rivalry right now, I guess. And so it'd be hyped to actually, if TSM and Sentinels go to the grand finals and watch that. That'd be pretty insane. So I'm excited for that. It all starts on December 3rd to 6th. That's when the whole tournament takes place. So if you wanna
cool. All right,
mark your calendars for that. Yeah, was that Thursday through Sunday? Yeah, I'm fucking down.
Okay, we're gonna have to watch that together.
Okay,
let's do it. Except Thursday. What time is it? Because I work Thursday and Friday.
Nah, just while you're operating on people, just put it on the side.
Just be up there, yeah.
Like, hold on.
Shit happens, be like, oh, and jerk real quick with your tools in your hand.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Put the phone on the patient's forehead, and then you could watch it from there.
There you go. I don't know what time, but
yeah, if it's during the day, I'd be fucked because I can't watch during the day. But I can just watch when I get home, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm watching that Mando.
Okay.
Friday, baby.
Okay, so transitioning from this from the first strike tournament into more
Champions Tour.
Yeah, so Riot just announced that they're having a Champions Tour, which is like going to be the like basically like LCS and like Worlds and shit. That's for League. It's gonna be like what they're gonna implement here. Everything's gonna be regional based, and then eventually they're gonna have like a Worlds thing where everyone comes together from all the regions and play off and play against each other.
Cool.
I think
Korea to dominate again.
I guess so. I think I think European teams actually dominate FPSs from my Counter-Strike experience.
Oh.
Yeah. So what was I saying?
Go on.
I forgot what I was saying.
Championships, all the regions.
Oh, okay. Oh, so with COVID right now, they're unless COVID clears up, I think by the end of next year or something like that, they're gonna do only regional right now. Because bringing people together for a LAN is not a
little sketch.
Yeah, visas and
yeah. It's probably a lot of a lot of shit Riot has to cover their ass, if they host that event, and so probably just not gonna.
But the cool thing about video games is you don't have to do it in the stadium. You can just.
It does give certain advantages though, depending on like latency and.
Yeah, and I think
there is advantages. Also, it's way cool to see a fucking stadium packed watching fucking League of Legends.
True. Right, and it's just like if it's like it's a LAN. I mean, it's Worlds, right? So like everyone wants to be on the same
playing field.
Same playing ground.
You get ticket sales, a lot of financial things from it. So it's
and I think if any event should be a LAN, it should be like the big international event, right?
I agree.
So if they're I understand if they don't want to if they don't want to go through like the process of covering their ass and like make sure people are healthy or whatever, because I think Worlds was League Worlds was a LAN too, but it was like very difficult mainly because they had every player that showed up in China had a quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And a lot of people and so I'm not making excuses for TSM, but TSM also said that they pretty much knew they were gonna get stomped outside once they got out of quarantine out of 2 weeks, because they couldn't they had to be stuck in the room, and they couldn't eat food together or anything like that, and they were just stuck in the room, and it was like pretty bad conditions because
but so did every other team.
I mean, not the Chinese teams.
I know, but all the European teams, every other team that went there had to. So, I mean, it's kind of like I get it, but it's a weak excuse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just one of those things that happens. But
I think they knew they were gonna get stomped because they suck.
You're just gonna let them talk shit like that, man. Just gonna.
Like I said, Matt's probably the worst TSM fan I ever met in my life.
I'm just saying, man. This is what it is.
He's just accepting the truth, all right? Matt just accept this.
It's just how all Cowboys fans are. I don't know. They just accept that their teams are shitty. I don't know.
Damn.
They are pretty bad this year. I'm not gonna.
That whole conference is bad, but anyways.
Hey, we could still make the playoffs.
That's a big yanks right there.
That's the craziest thing. Even though we just lost to the Washington football team, but whatever.
Anyway, going back to the Valorant Championship, I think it's starting for 2021, so next year obviously, and I'm pretty excited. Valorant gets me hyped up, and like I watched some Counter-Strike, and but the problem is I didn't get into the scene Counter-Strike early enough to like be a super invested in it. But like when Counter-Strike events happen, like the big majors, I end up watching because like they're fucking hype, and so I'm super hyped to have a Counter-Strike like game that I know about, that I play, and be super hyped about it. I kind of I mean, it's pretty exciting. I just like the whole Valorant game over CS:GO anyway better, and so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to watch some Valorant, man. I can't play that game, but I'm down to watch it.
Same.
Yeah, watch other people click heads. It's fine.
Yeah, because I can't do that.
I just want to watch my boy Sinatra. All right, man.
That guy is
insane.
Fucking Overwatch players just happen to be good at fucking Valorant. It's fucking
clicking
wild.
heads.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's because most Overwatch players came from CS:GO.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Some of them did.
Relax.
Some of them did.
I mean, it wouldn't be surprising.
Well, all right. Yeah, I'm down. What else we got next?
We got some Runeterra stuff going on.
Runeterra. Okay.
Talk about
Riot also released they're going to have seasonal tournaments for Legends of Runeterra, their card game. The tournaments will be after every season, so
is that a season yearly?
Every couple months.
Okay.
So that's when they come up with a new season.
Gotcha.
They said that at the end of every season, 1,024 qualifying players on each of the Lord of the Rings 4 regional shards Americas, Asia, Europe, and Southeast Asia will be able to compete for pride, glory, and a cash prize. So there's a lot of people competing.
Wait,
I'm not too
so
sure
they play international every couple months.
I guess so.
That's
I
wild.
think it's like Hearthstone, like
well,
you just.
I don't know. It is a card game. I don't know. I don't know if that's like.
Yeah. So to qualify you to be one of the top 700 ranked players, so you're going to have to be masters and high ranking masters, obviously. So that's pretty cool. There's definitely lots of people I want to see doing not are really good that I want to see in a competitive field. Bruised by God, he's super good. Mogwai, people know about him. Control the board, I don't know, a lot of people know about him, but he's really good. And I think Swimstream and stuff like that, people are all excited for. So there's a lot of these YouTubers that I'd be excited to see like go against each other, like head to head, get a more competitive thing. Usually it's always like Mogwai versus Swim or Swim versus Bruised by God. I'm excited to see like a bunch of these people that we, especially there's 1,000 people apparently, which seems kind of ridiculous. I mean, of 4 regions, so potentially like what, 300 something per region,
256 or something like that.
Yeah, 2 to 6. So, I mean, that's a lot though. So it'd be cool to see some fresh faces just coming up and whooping some ass. See what new decks we got going on.
So my experience with Hearthstone is that like any of the big major player streamers, they don't win the tournaments. It's always like some nobody from some back alley that just end up showing who plays just Hearthstone like 21 hours a day and like is insane.
Usually it's usually not. That makes sense. I mean, if you go to Mobalytics and look at the top Runeterra players, there's none of them are YouTubers. Now Swimstream a lot of the time will be top masters, but it's usually right when the season starts. I think the season starts, he just freaking grinds, plays the most OP deck, and then he's like, look, I did top masters, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So it'll be cool to see what's going on, because usually when I look up the top guys, it's like some random person I've never heard of who's number 1, and he's playing some like weird Zedlucian deck and just stomping. So but it'll be cool to see how it goes, because just like Hearthstone, it was like you can ban certain decks. You have to say what decks you're bringing. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
You can ban like regions or colors, right?
Is there I'm not familiar with Runeterra, but like I know in Hearthstone there was like not a lot of variance in like the decks that I saw when I watched like Hearthstone tournaments. Is there more variance with Runeterra decks? And typically what's
actually I mean there seems to be a lot of different kind of decks. Now obviously once you get into the competition format, I mean you're always gonna have people just picking like the top ones here and there. But I saw one a lot of times when I was watching some of the other tournaments, like it'd be a deck you've never seen before, and it was like usually like an OTK kind of thing. Like it's either gonna work really good or you lost. Yeah. So I saw a couple of those, and it's fun to see. So who knows? It'll be very interesting, because I feel like there's a lot more variety in decks with Runeterra now than there was in Hearthstone. Now I don't know about Hearthstone now. I haven't played in a long time, but I feel like there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of things people can try out. You're obviously going to have your meta decks, just like in anything, but I've seen a lot more different things going on. It's pretty cool, and they just keep out pumping new cards out and stuff, so it's cool. And they're doing a lot better with like fleshing things out with like nerfs or buffs and things like that. I feel like in Hearthstone, a lot of cards didn't change. They just like kind of removed them.
Yeah.
So whereas Runeterra hasn't been doing that, they've been like changing them. So
did they announce how ban's gonna work?
No.
So I'm thinking about like it's like because like so you can ban colors, but then you're like banning classes like in Hearthstone, right?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they like go along lines of giving me more bans, but like let you ban like champions, like champion cards, because like decks are built around champion cards, right?
So it's players bring 3 different decks with no duplicated champions, no duplicated region combination, and no more than 1 deck without any champions at all. Players ban one of their opponent's decks before the matches begin. Players cannot use the deck again after winning a game with it. So it's similar to Hearthstone.
Interesting.
This is the best.
But so you ban the deck, but you don't ban the color. So like they can use the color in other decks and shit.
Yeah, so they bring 3 decks. You can ban one of them.
Is that must come from Magic or something like that? Just like
yeah, they took a lot from Magic too.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess.
So game 1, you get a 5-minute prep phase, 1 minute ban phase.
You don't get to see you don't get to see the decks, or because okay, so you get to see the decks, so there's no
you get
surprises.
No,
right? So it's kind of
so you can prepare. Well, you already brought
your deck,
so you can't
you've already brought it.
So you're just trying to have a good matchup against that wild deck that guy brought. So
yeah,
I get it.
So is it best 2 out of 3?
I believe so.
Right, you get 3 decks. One gets banned, and then you can only use one deck once.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if it's like first time, you have to win with all your decks that you bring. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
whatever number of games that is, because like you play one of your decks, and if you lose with that deck, you still have to get a win with that deck. I think. Right.
It says Swiss-style rounds. I'm not too sure what that is.
I've never heard of that.
For those doing the math, a single loss effectively means you're out of contention for the playoffs. However, you can continue competing to earn an exclusive card back only available to those who reach 3 wins in the tournament.
That's for the bracket, not for the game.
First place is 10 grand.
Ooh, it's not bad.
Ain't no hurst
and everyone who competes gets a player icon. Oh, that's cool. All right, so... Rights make
that could be you, Doug. Get in there.
That could be you. You're plat. You just hit plat this weekend. You just need.
I did. I'm grinding all the way back from iron because I took a season off.
Yeah, you're halfway there, dude.
Sucks to suck, dude.
I'd have to do a lot to grind to masters, bro.
I believe.
And I haven't played it all today, and I barely played yesterday.
It's only 9 o'clock today, bro.
Yeah, bro, relax.
Whatever. Played it all. I just woke up, man. We didn't even breakfast.
I gotta do shit. Anyways, so final chance, Tran. Do you want to talk about Mandalorian?
No, disclaimer. I usually watch the show with my wife, and I talked to her about it, and she's not as interested in the show as I am. So I will end up catching up on the shows, and they're.
Don't you hate when that shit happens? You like don't watch because you're like, oh,
because you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't watched season 2 of The Boys yet. Like she's like, well, I don't like, it's too violent right now. I don't want to watch it right now. I just don't feel like in the mood. I can't watch it late at night because I'll have nightmares.
Matt's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go watch people's head get blown off. All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, there have been now a total of 5 episodes for The Mandalorian, I believe.
Big spoilers, apparently a big spoiler.
Yeah, we are spoiling. If you have not seen at least all the episodes of the last one,
up until episode 5, right?
Skip or something, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
pause this.
So this season, like we talked about before, was supposed to introduce Jedis, find out more about the child, and that kind of stuff. Which we did find out his actual name.
I guess find out this episode. Oh my god!
Yeah, we find out his actual name. I can't even fucking pronounce this. I won't ruin that.
Wait, can I ruin it?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's pronounced Grogu.
Grogu.
Yeah.
So Grogu's his name.
Yep.
Ahsoka Tano is in this episode as well, which for those of you who have seen Star Wars Clone Wars and stuff, kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me is also like, bitch, where were you at fucking episode 4, 5, and 6?
Right?
You know, not helping nobody out. Now you here, but it's all good because she's the goat.
She is the goat.
So she's got sick ass double-bladed or 2 lightsabers that are white,
and
she's doing some secret missions, doing her own thing because she's not part of the Jedi Order really. That's kind of shown in she leaves that she leaves the Jedi Order before everything happens with Order 66. She leaves.
Did she officially become a Jedi Knight, or did she leave before that?
I don't think so.
I think she left before that, right?
Yeah, I think she left. Cause they were going to imprison her for leaving.
Yeah.
They actually did imprison her, I think, and I think Anakin helped release her, I believe. I'd have to rewatch the series.
Yeah, something happened where she lost the trust of the council, basically, for doing some shit. I think she disobeyed orders on a mission, and
something happened, but it was for good, though. Like
for good.
She was right, and I think I had to do something with Palpatine or shit. Anyways, so she ends up leaving, and now she's been doing her own shit. I think she's even in the Rebels a little bit as well. So she's a big deal in the Star Wars universe. Now that she's in this episode, she meets Mandalorian, and they do a little co-op, do some stuff, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were pretty neat. Part of me though, that little fight was like, just force push that bitch.
Yeah, I didn't like that last fight. I was like, this bitch does not have any Jedi powers. And
yeah, she's definitely like trained.
Yeah,
and I can respect that. But like, part of me was just like, bro, I just force push her against the wall and throw your lightsaber at her head. Like, what are you doing? I'm pretty sure now if you're Ahsoka Tano, she's trying to find information. Which big one too. They brought up Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is, if you guys don't know, big guy in the EU. He's one of the badass admirals for the fleet. He is now no longer EU. He's still EU, but he is now canon as well. The Timothy Zahn, who actually wrote the Thrawn series, wrote him again to be more canon. I actually have a book signed by him. Hold on.
Look at this guy.
Look
at this nerd. Wait.
He's fanboying out right now.
He is fanboying. Do I have the Thrawn book?
Right here. So this is Thrawn.
Oh, I have that book. I'm in the process of reading that.
Yeah, and let's see. Did I get his autograph? I'm pretty sure I did. Somewhere in here.
I didn't
there it is.
Sign the cover. Just
why wouldn't you just sign the cover?
Okay.
Bam.
Hey.
So,
damn.
got that at Comic-Con, boys. So anyways,
Rip.
So yeah,
that could have been me.
It's definitely more canon now. There's a series with it, so it kind of discusses all that kind of stuff. So that'll be really cool to see if he's in part in this series. I think they're trying to close some gaps because there's things that are canon that were never seen in the movies 7, 8, and 9. That it's kind of like if you're big into it, you're like, well, where the hell is this person? Where's Ahsoka? Where's this? So I think they're kind of, this series is helping, I guess, tie up some loose ends or fill up some plot holes, I guess, if you want to call it that. I mean, this is right after episode 6, essentially. So there's like 30 years of shit that could happen in between. So, so there's a lot that could happen. And who knows how long this series is going to be. They're also having a single series of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they're apparently making a Boba Fett series as well. So there's a lot of things that they're going to do, I think, TV series-wise to fill in some gaps and stuff like that. And add in some really cool stuff that people have always wanted. I mean, a lot of people were hoping that Thrawn would be in the 7, 8, 9 movies. He wasn't. There's a lot of speculations and rumors of that too. So it's pretty interesting to see what's going to happen. But thoughts on the episode and the series so far is that it's really good, very entertaining, and last episode was freaking wild. A lot going on. So it made you be like, oh, where is this heading now? Because there's this big thing with so part of me thinks that so Palpatine, episode 9, was a clone. He lived, whatever. Part of me thinks that what the Empire is doing now has something to do with that, because you see a cloning facility that's going on, and they're all like, "What the hell is going on here?" So, and they need Grogu's blood. I don't know if it's because of his race or if he's powerful or what it is, but his blood's supposed to help with some sort of cloning that they're doing to make it successful. So very interesting. They're getting way more into the cloning, which was really big in all the EU books as well. Luke Skywalker had a clone. They had a fight. Palpatine had a clone. Luke actually fell to the dark side too in the Dark Horse series. So a lot of crazy stuff that they're kind of adding in. So it's cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed this episode, and I enjoyed you got like a little interaction between Ahsoka and Grogu, and you kind of learned that Grogu was, trained in the past by former Jedis, and then when the temple fell, he was kind of kept in secret, and he kind of hid his powers away, which is why you don't really see him use it in the series.
Which makes sense because he is 50-something years old, so fits in the timeline.
And and he can communicate, and he's just cool little, not a baby,
Cool little destructive.
I think he is a baby still, technically.
Well, I guess, in his race he's probably a baby.
In his race he's 50, but he's, if you compare to Yoda or the other people of his race that are far older, he's very not fully developed.
But he does know what's going on, and just gotta call him by his name.
Yeah, he gets it. Yeah. So it'd be cool to see what happens in the future. I think a part of the reason Ahsoka didn't want to train him was because too old and that whole thing with the fear and everything, but also she's not part of the Jedi Order, right?
Yeah.
I think I think she didn't want to say that. I think she's big in like the New Republic and the Rebels and all that kind of stuff, helping them out and trying to get rid of the Empire and Sith and stuff. But I think she's more just trying to do her own thing, and
yeah,
I think there's more backstory for her not wanting to train Grogu than just anything else other than that.
How did the series end up? How did you end up learning about Grogu's name? Was it like through scriptures or something, or was it just?
Oh no, they say it.
Yeah,
because like talking to him and
yeah.
Oh, and
like,
Grogu, like the communication.
Like,
okay,
Grogu, yeah. And he's like, "This is Grogu."
This Grogu?
Is his name.
Yeah,
that's funny. Oh, okay, cool.
So it's a very entertaining episode. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I guess catching up to 2. My bad.
Yeah, you do.
I did. Hold on. I did like how they kind of ended it with the possibility of introducing more Jedi, with how she sent, the Mandalorian off to I think they sent him to the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, there's supposed to be some temple mountain kind of thing that he's gonna go to. There's obviously gonna be more Jedi.
Yeah,
the series is they never killed all the Jedi because there's so many spread out throughout the galaxy basically. So, and that's what Star Wars Rebels is about. Is there's a couple more Jedi here? Like they're splashed around. So.
No.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Should we I was just saying. More Jedi.
Okay. Do you want to go up to the next part? Comcast. Talk about that.
Yeah. So, for those people that
don't have Comcast,
Comcast internet service provider who's what's it called? Who's now known as their internet service is now known as Xfinity. During the pandemic, they did well, at least okay. So my state, they already did this possibly, but they're implementing 1.2 terabyte data caps. That means so anything you go over 1.2 terabytes with data you have to pay for. It's like like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, it's $10 a gig or something, I think.
Or something like that. Yeah, and so it was recently announced that they're going to do it for a few more states. So like, I think they're mostly East Coast states, and I guess we kind of more talk about like why. I don't know. Maybe this might be too political for us, but maybe why ISP should be more internet should be more known as a utility rather than like a service, as in like it can be kind of like your electric bill or something like that. Because like even right now during the pandemic, I don't know if you guys watch your internet bills or not, but how much like how fast you go through data. Because my wife and I, we go through 1.2 terabytes worth of data probably in like I think like 2.5 to 3 weeks, and so that means we have a whole week of like if we didn't have unlimited, a whole week of overcharges. And so I think it's
kind of fucked to charge people and put a limit on to data.
Yeah.
I mean, why does it matter that you're going? What's this arbitrary number that this company decides is a limit for a household that you're paying for? I mean,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's like it's not like a resource that's
limited.
I don't understand. Maybe it's not like it's
resource.
Fucking water or something like that. Like, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I think it's kind of fucked.
It's just a money grab.
More money, which is fine. I mean, I get your business, but at the same time, I think a lot of these tech companies have made more money than anything during this time because everyone's at home using their products. So I mean, like, I don't know. I disagree highly, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're a little biased and because we're on the internet all day and stuff, and so like we see how much internet affects our lives and stuff like that. But it's like the whole like Comcast doesn't have like government regulations to deal with. They do what they want to. They do what to do. They do what they want to do. If they if they thought it was a good idea, they could cap you at like
they're a private company.
Yeah,
like they could cap you at like 50 gigs or whatever and make you pay for everything else.
But obviously just say fuck you and not have Comcast, which I think people probably might do.
Which is okay. So some people have that option. Some people don't have that option because like some people are some areas are very isolated and they only have one service provider, and that's and I think that's the whole argument against I can't like private ISPs, internet service providers, isn't like it's almost like you need internet. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it is like today for maybe less fortunate people who like who are trying to find jobs and stuff, and you can't find if you don't have internet, you can't use the internet at home to like look for jobs, and it's like that makes things more difficult, and like why internet should, like I said, should be more seen as a utility, as in like water, electric, or something like that.
Well, you think about like the kids getting homeschooled right now, like you can't.
Yeah, they're all streaming.
You can't have like
video and stuff.
You can't do virtual classrooms if half the kids don't have internet. Like,
streaming stuff like that was what costs a lot of data. So when you have kids who are streaming classrooms every day for a few hours a day, I mean, like it's gonna cost a lot, and they're doing everything else online. They're downloading stuff. I mean,
doing the
not even just
online.
like playing games and watching TV. I mean, just normal day shit that some people have to do now because they can't go out. I think, like I said, I think it's fucked. I mean, Tran, you have to work at home. You know what I mean? So you have to use these kind of things. Same thing with Ray. Like, I don't have to work at home. Probably not using 1.2 terabytes, but I mean, like, my situation is different, obviously. But for people like, if I had kids and they had to sit at home all day and do schoolwork, I'm sure I would go way past 1.2. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just, I mean, listen, from a company standpoint, you find out you can make some more money. That's fine. I just think it's a little fucked because now you're kind of twisting some people's arm. And
and now you're forcing people into basically buying your own limited
give me
plan.
another $10 per gig.
I don't know if it's 10 for gig, but yeah, it was
whatever it is.
It's some wild numbers though.
Yeah, whatever a gig is, like it's fucking nothing. Like that just seems like bullshit to me.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised with how like, well, maybe since we're not in like fucking like total lockdown yet, but I'm surprised like no one's like, at least the government officials or anything like that, have but into like remove the cap at least. You can pay for the service.
It's a private company. It's tough.
That's the whole thing. But like now, because with everyone being at home using all the data, you're forcing people to like buy your unlimited plan, or you're forcing people to pay away like just so much money for like the internet usage. It's like wild. I can understand like charging people for like maybe like internet speeds, which I kind of still think it's kind of fucked anyway. But I kind of more understand that way rather than putting a cap on your data that you use.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that at all. So, but it is what it is, and who knows? Maybe the market will kind of sort itself out. Maybe they do that, and maybe they use a lot of people, or maybe another company comes up and they're like, "We'll give you fast internet and no data limit by us."
I think there's a lot. I think people have tried to do that. I think there's been problems with because Comcast
monopoly.
Your big ISPs are just they just dominate the region, and then
the issue is you're a dude who's making a startup company. Maybe it's really good, and then Comcast is like, okay, we'll give you $1 billion if you're
fuck off.
You're like,
if you don't do what you think you're gonna do,
you're like, sure, I'll sell this for $1 billion, because I mean, end of the day, usually when you build a business or a company, it's
for profit. So if you're profiting,
I mean, you might be wanting to do something, but if someone comes up with a fat enough check and you're just trying to make a little internet business, like you're probably going to say yeah to that. And I don't blame you for doing that.
So what do you guys think about like government and interference for making internet like more utility wise? It's like, because I feel like it just seems terrible to me that with how everything is today, dude. Like if I couldn't imagine having to like
it's a slippery slope depending on what, because who says the government can't make a cap? What if the government were to help run the internet and like, okay, well now you're capped at 500 gigabytes.
Which I could see happening.
We're charging you this much for whatever.
You get a couple lobbyists.
We're trillions of dollars in debt. Government needs money.
Well, I mean, because we're in that situation now. So like,
I don't know.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think
when you get the government involved in like free market, and it's
I think not gonna end it's one of those things that we're not going to see.
I mean, so that means we're just going to have to deal with monopolies for forever.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: monopolies are illegal, and we've had Walmart and all that kind of shit around forever. I mean, NV Energy, all that kind of stuff. I mean, anything that like basically owns a whole sector from a not even just a community standpoint, like a whole statewide sector. I mean, Walmart's destroy small like business in like small towns. So I mean, like, if they are still not counted as a monopoly, I mean, who's to say the government's going to come in and tell Comcast they can't, do what they're doing?
Oh, bro, Walmart is supposed to save me money, not take my money. Well, do you take my money?
It does save you money, but it fucks all the other business owners.
Utensil store, you're fucked.
Where's all mom and pop's fucking ISPs? Okay.
Well, I think they're getting bought out.
Do you know why? Because Comcast fucked them.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, it seems like we're in a not good situation because, like I said, if you're out there looking for work and you don't have like access to the internet, dude, I'm sorry, you have to walk like door to door to fucking try to find a job. It's like that sounds terrible to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking painful.
It
also sounds like you don't, because like some people don't. Some places only take online resumes. They don't do indoor resumes or walk-in resumes anymore and stuff like that. So it's like, I just like, how do you get access to these resources if you don't have access to the tool that uses to get to the resources? Like that's like the whole point.
I go to the library, I guess. I don't know,
man.
Sucks. So
the library will have a cap.
I'm highly against it. So, well, anything else on that subject?
No, just saying.
Fuck off, internet.
Fuck you, Comcast.
Fuck you, Comcast.
Dave Chappelle pulled the Chappelle Show from Netflix. For those of you who don't know, Dave Chappelle does not actually own the Chappelle Show. I think it's owned by ABC or CBS, something like that. Back in the day, but I think Dave just kind of asked Netflix, like, "Hey, can you just not have my show on there? 'Cause it's not making any money from anything." It's kind of, I think he thinks it's weird that his product is on somewhere that he has no control over. And I think Netflix already has a deal with Dave Chappelle for comedy specials and stuff. And I think they're just like, okay, sure, man, that's what you want. And they pulled it for him, which I love the Chappelle Show. So I'm sad that it's not going to be in the Netflix. But I mean, I also, I kind of feel how Dave,
I respect it's his work, right?
It's his content, his creative work, and he just wants...
So I think what happened was during the show, Dave Chappelle ended up leaving the show for a little bit for take care of his mental or whatever.
Mental health, yeah.
I think so. I think that broke something in the contract, which means he doesn't have any rights to like the show or something like that. And it's like, so under that, it's like, all right, there was a contract, but it's like, it's still like, it's Dave Chappelle. It's his content. He's like, it's his show, right? So it's like, it's kind of weird that he doesn't get anything for it or has any say over like where it goes or anything like that. And so that's why I think he, obviously asked Netflix to take it down. And I see where he's coming from, and I just, good on Netflix for keeping Dave Chappelle happy. And
well, they have their own interests. Yeah,
it is business. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. Keep him on.
I mean, if I have a contract with the office I work for, if I break that, I mean, I can get in trouble. It just is what it is. Now, it's up to my boss to pursue those matters, but at the same time, like, if he did, I can't be like shocked.
Yeah,
I mean, I signed it. I signed this piece of paper. So I mean, part of me is also kind of, I don't want to say on the side for the other part of it, but.
Well, so I understand, but I think it's a little different because like this is like
it's creative content, ideas.
It's exactly
all
right.
His ideas. Basically, this company just came in, paid some money to whatever, put it on
produce
their
it and
produce it,
air it.
So
basically,
I think honestly, I think it'd be a cooler thing if I forgot who it is that owns it. But anyways, they contacted Dave Chappelle like, "Hey, let's run a new contract for you."
Yeah, well, in that case,
mutually,
exactly, it would be a better situation in that case. But they obviously haven't, or Dave Chappelle doesn't like the terms that they're trying to go to, and so like, it's understandable why he doesn't agree with it. So
but yeah, good on Netflix. Also, smart business move on them because they're like, well,
we got some other shit with him,
and he's making new stuff, and all of his new stuff is popping off. So better to eye on the future.
Yeah, I think one of his one of the latest shows. Obviously, it's very recent. He actually gives praise to Netflix, which obviously gives a brighter look on Netflix and like improves their their
stock,
their image or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's cool. How do you guys feel about Black Panther 2?
Ooh, I'm excited for it. I mean,
I think it'll be good.
It's gonna be. It's sad not seeing Chadwick obviously in the role, but
that sucks. But I think they'll make it a good movie. Marvel makes good movies, and I really liked that girl
Shuri.
She was awesome. So I mean, I think if she just stays true to her character and.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are they filling the Black Panther character?
Shuri is gonna ascend to the role of Black Panther now that.
Oh, is that what's happening? Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I was like, because I can't remember I didn't know if they had like, someone to take Chadwick's spot.
I think that too. It is. I don't think they're replacing. I think they probably considered it just doing a new role, finding I don't know someone else, another actor to do it. I think by just kind of keeping it more canon, because I'm sure that does happen. It's one of the Marvel universes where she becomes Black Panther. It kind of holds true, and it's just so weird. It, like right now, like if they like, we're like, let's make another Iron Man, you gotta have Robert Downey Jr. because you have someone else that's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that like people might think it's weird that it's not, even though it's only been a couple movies with Black Panther. I think people would just feel it's weird to replace him like that.
I think the Iron Man situation would be a little different because it was like if they came out with an Iron Man now, obviously it would not be in the same like universe it is like right now. It'd be kind of like more of a spinoff, right? So
well, it could be.
I think people just see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Yeah. Well, I would say, they did, but they
as Black.
But Robert Downey Jr. died in the movies in the universe, and so if they came with another Iron Man, and then it'd probably make sense.
It makes, I think I know what you're saying. It makes sense if they are to do a spin-off movie or a new Iron Man, or whatever. I think people would just have negative feelings towards it. I think people dislike the movie.
They would, but it would be an adjustment period, right? Not seeing him in that first new Iron Man movie, right? And then eventually
they need to wait a little bit before they do that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then the Black Panther character itself hasn't passed in the universe, and so
so that's also why it would be weird too.
It'd be more strange, right? Yeah.
So they're gonna do something. I'm sure they'll add something. I'm sure they have Phil. Well, actually, now it's CGI. They can just.
I heard they weren't trying to do any CGI with Chadwick, so. But I don't. That might just be a rumor. But
well, I mean, honestly, anyone could pop on the fucking Black Panther suit and have him get killed or something. They're like, oh, there goes Chad. And
true.
Yeah, but I mean, something like that would. I mean, if I saw that, I'd probably be upset about that. Like,
would you rather see him die on screen or just have kind of like this?
I would kind of like just have him like. So you remember what Iron Man 2 when they transitioned War Machine from that one guy to the other guy?
Yeah.
They made it up front at the very beginning, basically with like a small like
funeral
change or something like that, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a funeral.
No,
because they changed actors.
I know. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
they approached it right. The opening scene of the movie was like basically them acknowledging that the actors changed or something like that, and like so everyone knows, and like they acknowledge it in the universe, basically, kind of like with a cameo line or like a hidden line of like I can't remember what the fuck they said, but they acknowledge it basically, right? And so like everyone knows it's happening, it's out there, they acknowledge it.
Yeah, but there has to be some. I think it's different when
it's the main character.
When like the main character is dead in real life, and now you're making the new Black Panther be his sister. Yeah. I think you're gonna have to do something. I'm not trying to say he has to die in a fire explosion. Maybe he just pieces out to an island to retire and chill. But something has to happen where it makes a little bit sense in the movie. Yeah. They could just start the movie off of a fucking funeral, being like, oh,
this dude's dead.
Fucking Thanos snapped his finger before he died.
Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult. It's a difficult situation to be there and to try to keep the fucking.
Well, all I know is if Marvel's doing it, it'll look good. But if it was Warner Brothers, it'd be fucked. So we'll be fine. Not worried about it.
We really don't like Warner Brothers here, huh?
They just don't make good movies, man. This is what it is, Amber Heard, fuck you. Tran, you've been playing some Shadowlands.
Shadowlands, yeah. So
a lot of it.
A few of my friends could say that I've been grinding for a while. Like
anything else.
I think it's more just casual gameplay that I've been doing.
This guy played like 12 hours minimum yesterday. Fuck off.
Anyway, well, I mean, so new expansion. I pretty much play every new expansion. There's only one expansion that I didn't play, and that was like Pandaria or something like that. I wasn't all about the Panda expansion, but okay. So I'm playing this one, and I mean, it's only been like a week or so, and I'm enjoying it. I am trying to hold my judgment on it because it's just the first week, and obviously the first week of every expansion is pretty much. It's always fun, and so I'm holding out to a month. I do have better expectations because you took out the Azerite system from the last expansion out, and the Azerite system made having alts a fucking horrible pain in the ass because you had to grind from the very beginning, and getting Azerite points to upgrade your Azerite powers and get cool stuff. Because so last expansion, your Azerite power was used to get cool like enhancing abilities, and so if you didn't have the Azerite power, your class kind of felt dull. And then it made having alts like really terrible. This expansion they took it out, and it seems a lot it seems more alt friendly. I'm not gonna say it's the best though, but yeah, in that terms, I'm excited to do that. The environment's been really cool. You're like it's like their take on like heaven and hell, and like you go down to hell and you try to do some shit and try to make sure all the souls get to like where they need to go and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, I'm playing with a couple of friends like Brandon and a few others who are still leveling up.
Yeah, no one else is catching up to Brandon and Tran over here.
It's a fun. The new dungeons and stuff is really cool. They have a new like a rogue like tower of a game mode in there where you go into like this like dungeon kind of thing, and then like there's like a few floors on it. Each floor, and then you kill like certain mobs, and each floor has like this orb. They drop an orb, and it enhances one of your abilities and makes it like really cool, really OP. And be like if they like incorporate it into like the base game of your base class, it'd be too broken. So it's only like really OP in that one area. But I think it's really cool. It has some like replayability, and it's like just a nice change up to like regular dungeons or like doing PvP and stuff like that. And so I'm really impressed with the whole Torghast thing. That's what it's called, like the tower roguelike thing. Guns are cool. Grinding for gear is cool. Just getting my MMO itch. And then I think I probably make an effort to be a little more hardcore this expansion, at least the beginning of it. Maybe try to join a mythic guild, try to do some mythic raiding and stuff like that. I did it before. It was really exciting. It was really fun for me to do mythic raiding. It was just
toxic,
time consuming. Tiana wasn't very happy with me.
That's another reason why I didn't want to play my wife. My wife would give me like 1 week of WoW, and then she'd be like, "Okay,
this is done."
No, it doesn't. First, babe.
This is just the beginning. Okay.
Now, when I played, I think it was a couple years ago. Whatever expansion that was, I think it was Legion, the one after that. I just played WoW. That's all I did.
Yeah, it is. WoW.
School, so like I just left. I get off school really early because I had all my competencies done. I literally just get off, go home, play WoW for hours.
Yeah, for those people that haven't played WoW or haven't had experience with it, it can go. You can sink a lot of hours into it very quickly and not know it. And it's
Oh, I know it.
Okay. A lot of my friends who are playing WoW for the first time, this expansion is like, yeah, I started at like 2 p.m. and then it was like all of a sudden 10 p.m. I was like, what the fuck?
So you want to know my experience with WoW is when they re-released OG WoW, right? And I was like, let me try this game. And so I'm playing with all these other kids like Tran who know what the fuck they're doing, and they're power grinding. And I'm sitting in my computer. I think one day I went 16 hours just straight. And like I was like still levels behind him. I was like, bro, what is happening in this game? And I was like, I can't do this game. It's just consuming my fucking life trying to fucking grind these levels.
I will say the classic experience is a whole lot different than retail experience. Also another thing to talk about the expansion here is that they streamlined the leveling. So the leveling, so in BFA, the last expansion, it took a little bit to level cap and like get to do the fun stuff. This one, it takes like you can literally hit from 50 to 60 in like one day. If you really want to, you just straight power grind. Hit it one day. Average player probably takes like maybe like 5 days or a week to get to level cap. Where in BFA it probably take like 2 weeks to like a month or something like that.
I do remember taking. I think that was when I played BFA and that.
Yeah, so they streamlined the questings to hit level cap, which is like cool because no one. I mean, I don't like leveling. Some people like leveling, but I don't like leveling.
Max loves leveling. I don't think he's playing, but he loves it.
Max is playing actually. Yeah, he's a weirdo, but whatever. Anyway, so like that's really cool, and that's like more alt friendly, so you can bring your alts, to level cap and play as different classes and be like the whole aspect of the whole expansion being better. But yeah, as I was saying, the classic experience compared to retail experience is vastly different. Yeah, they made things a lot easier in retail than it was. Yeah, classic WoW is for the 14-year-olds who don't have anything to do all day and they sit there and grind WoW for
that game hurt
18
my
hours
life.
a day.
I remember when Burning Crusade came out, these people in my guild, like probably how old I am now, took their vacation time to play it. And I remember being like, that's fucking insane. Like, I don't even know what like vacation time really meant back then, but it's wild that you stopped working to play.
All time is vacation time. What's from?
And now every time a new game gets released, we just take that day off, huh?
Yeah. Well, now I have vacation time and I'm sitting there going like, yeah, I don't think I would take a week off to play WoW. That's just a lot.
If I had excess vacation time, I definitely would have taken the whole week off. But
I have 200 hours, so help me.
Okay, bro, relax.
Yeah, well, sounds like you should take some time off.
Yeah, it sounds like you should play WoW.
We were supposed to go to Hawaii, okay? Remember that?
Do you remember that? Anyway, yeah, I was I'm joining Shadowlands right now. Come back to me in a month and we'll see how things are.
Yep, not playing it.
You're trash.
All right. So, do we want to talk about it? A whole internet's talking about it, but we can talk about it.
We can touch on it. I think you probably read. I didn't read the document.
I skimmed briefly.
Fed, Meister, and Poki main.
Yeah, I only saw the Twitter thread. So like earlier this week, there's people were flaming Poki basically because Fed, someone who Fed knew released this private document that Fed made about
25-page document of basically a personal statement from his point of view, and then also a bunch of text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So for context, I don't know how long ago, but Fed and Poki or Fed had an issue in the offline TV house of being.
This was like 6 months ago.
Kind of
like 5 months ago.
He was a creep.
Touchy.
Kind of being a creeper. It wasn't just. It wasn't just.
He'd be touchy with like Yvonne was a big one, but also like Poki and a few other people.
Yeah, so the problem was it wasn't just one person. So it was definitely confirmed that he was being kind of weird, and so he got canceled basically.
Basically,
yep.
And so this document I think was talking about like his side of the view, and it's not saying that he didn't do any of it.
He does say he did that. I think what it is that Poki. So
Poki lied about
I read the whole
stuff.
document.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So he apparently really liked Poki. Okay,
surprise
feelings for her. Surprise, whatever.
You can see like they're like
and they text, and she is very flirty, but he's also flirty.
Mm-hmm.
I will say one thing before I really get into it is that he does release a statement like, "I had no intentions of this coming out." Da, 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 da.
Yep.
I find that fucking suspect. Why the fuck would you make a 25-page document of all these text messages between you and her, write out a 2-page statement if you never wanted this to be seen by anyone? You don't.
Well,
maybe he wanted to categorize his thoughts, maybe, but I have a strong feeling that he wanted, because he even told someone, he put it in a Google Drive. It's all. I think he's full of shit. And it is what it is. It got his name back on the internet for a little bit, and that's fine. And a lot of people are actually kind of defending him. Here's my side of the story. My point of view is that, was she flirting? Yes. Was he flirting with her? Yes. But it seemed like that was, and you know what? I think Poki's like 23 or some shit like that. Well, if you don't, if there's a hot chick that doesn't do that, fucking tell me, because that's wild. Everyone flirts with other people and says some shit that they don't mean. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately, when you're at that age and you're dating or whatever it is you want to call that. He, though, was also doing the same thing with other members of offline TV and other chicks, talking to them, flirting with them. So it's like he's innocent in all this. The only issue is that all we see are his text with her text. Now, most of it seems pretty innocent. Now, at one point at the very end, one of the things, it's like, I don't know, she's like, we should keep this kind of secret. I don't want people on offline TV knowing. It might be weird. I want to keep it more private. Our friends might feel weird about it too. But, whatever. And then he calls her like baby. She goes, oh, that's only for boyfriends, da-da-da-da. So that point really, from me, an outsider looking at it, like, oh, it looks like you guys have
some romantic type of relationship.
Yes. You're in a relationship, maybe-ish, kind of. You don't want to announce it because she was talking about like, potentially announcing it. And then apparently that's just not what happened. Whatever. I have no idea what happened. So anyways, that's probably the only one that seems a little suspect. And yeah, from the point of view of him, you like a chick, she says she likes you back, but then she doesn't. That's fucked up. We've all been in that situation. But I don't think it excuses the fact that he's also flirting with a bunch of other girls and also being really handsy and weird when he drinks.
There was some issues.
I think those are two separate things.
Yeah, I think.
Was Poki in the wrong of like, flirting with this guy and making him think that she feels ways that maybe she did or did not, which it looks like she didn't? Yeah, of course. But I think also, like, this dude should get over it and fucking grow up, because at one point, too, she does squash it. And the message says, like, I think we should date other people. She's like, I'm going to date other people. I think you should, too. So, I mean, whether you like it or not, that's the deal, man. He was a little hurt by it. Doesn't matter. She's still doing this. So I think they're two separate issues that people are trying to conjoin into one. Dudes are creepers, touching people they shouldn't be touching like that. Don't do that kind of shit. And you know what? I mean, hopefully Poki grew up a little bit and isn't flirting with half the world anymore. If she wants to do that, that's her deal too.
I think the main problem is that like when Poki was talking about it a few months ago, that none of this was done, and so it made Fed. I mean, so Fed's name is already fucked.
Yes,
it made him look really bad without knowing the other information there.
Yeah,
now you know the information. Now he still looks bad, but still
there was
it lightens the blow a little bit.
He was trying to clear his name with like just friends too, because she said a bunch of stuff about like him trying to manipulate like how they felt about like her and trying to like ostracize her, but when in reality she kind of ostracized herself, I guess, from just friends.
Yeah. So what I got from that is that she made him think that they were something, and so obviously in not retaliation, I guess in response, he's to make sure that she's not talking to other guys or trying to have other relationships. I don't know exactly everything. Like I said, the issue is that we're on the outside. Now, I will say that I watched a few statements. I mean, Scar, Disguised Toast, all these other people who were invented all said that this dude's just fucking a big manipulator and shit too. So, from the outside, I really don't know. It just seems like they're.
So Fed's problem is that he doesn't have just, like I said, he doesn't have just one person.
Yeah, exactly. It's not one issue.
Poki's doing it, I would be like,
it'd be a lot different. Right?
Poki's a bitch. She was wrong the whole time.
But now you got the whole house, affirming
all these people saying like, no, this is what this guy does. Like he's
just manipulative, and
they were just kind of saying that. So I just can't. I was actually shocked about how many people really gave a shit. And the only reason I gave a shit is because I was like, I'm just curious. I gotta see. At the end of the day, I'm gonna take a quote from Tyler 1. I don't really give a fuck, man. This is wild that I even spent time reading this and reading into it.
You read the entire document, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild.
Well, it's really just photos and stuff like that. But anyways, something to do while you're taking a morning shit.
Yeah, I mean, so
I think Destiny's doing a big YouTube thing. It's like all these views and just putting her on blast. I'm like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, man. Someone got their feelings hurt. He liked her girl. She thought she liked him back.
The creepy stuff is kind of a big deal. But the creepy handsy stuff is more a big deal than.
That's not what most people are talking about. It's more like
Poki. Most people are talking about the Poki.
Poki's leading him on. All right, well, fucking people do that, man. I don't know. Get over it.
You got the Sims trying to defend Poki, and
I don't think she's made a statement about it. Yeah,
I think she's just done with that.
Stream on Thanksgiving talking about it. She said she's like, there's his side of the story, there's my side of the story, and I think the truth lies somewhere in between. And you know what? That's fine too. That's cool and all. I just think, man, I can't believe I talked this much about it.
You seem very passionate about it,
Well, I think I've seen so much. Huh?
So I'm telling your wife.
How much have you donated, Matt? There's a $5 cap now, all right?
So many thousands. I just think, for me, when I was reading, I was like, sounds like this dude just got a little butthurt that this girl that he thought liked her doesn't like him. And so now all this shit happened. So he made this document. He says it's to defend himself. I think he's still just butthurt and sad and heartbroken, whatever you want to call it.
Well, his career is also ruined. So
say I never had any intention of this going out just seems like bullshit to me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's just trying to recover because I don't even know what he does anymore. I mean, outside of
that was his whole career. So
yeah, his whole thing was being a content creator, and that's how he lived, and he was living. That's what he does. I don't know what he does now. I mean,
well, now he's creating content, but it's not some good content right now.
This lesson to all you content creators: don't fucking touch people that don't want to be touched by you.
Yeah, don't be a fucking weirdo.
Don't be a drunk creep. All right.
You could be a drunk
or
a creep. You can't be a drunk.
Both.
You can't be both.
Okay. They don't go well together. All right.
So yeah, let's move on. Basically, I just want to touch on it real quick. If y'all that interested, you can Google it. The document. It's more dumb than anything. Well, 10:22. We got some time still. Well, how was everyone's Thanksgiving?
What was that? Is it today Saturday? Thursday?
Thursday?
Saturday.
Yeah, Thursday. I was in Azeroth all day, so whatever, dog.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
How was your Thanksgiving, Ray?
I was in Godfall, wherever that lies in,
whatever universe that is.
Whatever universe that is.
Oh.
Still trying to get plat and Apex too,
I will say I'm still planning on I'm doing my Thanksgiving dinner on tomorrow. So.
I had I had dinner with my mom, cooked some mashed potatoes. We had a friend deliver a nice glazed ham for us. So
Gross.
we have an entire glazed ham between two people. So I have leftovers.
I was in Wineland. I was fucking smashed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we know you're fucking smashed.
Man, I had a lot of good food, but it was fun. But man,
no,
it was really good food. Yeah, basically that was all. Just it was nice.
Well, I'm excited for my.
I officiated my wedding. We go to his house every year, so we went there, and like I said, we just cooked 2 turkeys.
2 turkeys?
Turkeys.
Fuck.
Is it one big? Is it like 2 big turkeys or?
Yeah, we were supposed to have 2 other people come with us, but they both got COVID, so we were like, well,
okay. Shit.
Yeah, you stay home, doc.
So
that could have turned out real bad.
These people, well, one of them, I'm not gonna name any names. This chick goes, hey, you know what? It's best that we don't go to Thanksgiving dinner. We want to be safe. And we're like, yeah, it makes total sense. You know, it might be a little. You get a negative test. She goes, yeah, but you know what? Let's like hang out like Friday. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, you got COVID. I'm fucking hanging out with you,
bro.
We're
okay,
good.
then just making sure. We're like, yeah, no, we're good. Weirdo. So then we will have Thanksgiving dinner, not with them, obviously, and then they give us all this food. So we're gonna go. Well, my wife is gonna drop food off to them, and she's like, "Okay, text me when you're here." And Caitlin's like, "Okay."
I'm not talking to you.
Because I want to see. I want to give you a hug. And she's like, "Oh, okay." Went there, dropped the food off, went back in her car, and then texted her. And she's like, "Okay, I already dropped the food off." She goes, "Oh, I was gonna say hi." She goes, "Yeah, do you have a negative test?" She's like, "No, but I feel good."
I was like,
bro,
that's not how this works.
That's not how it works. Yeah.
Because the issue is if she gets sick or if I get sick, neither of us can go to work. Like, you fucking moron. I don't know what the Jesus Christ. So I don't know what the hell.
Fuck,
Dude was going on her break, but she like didn't get it. Like, no, you're done, bro.
Like,
Negative
this
test.
is good, dude.
No way, dude.
Fucking don't give people hugs with COVID.
Yeah, I don't care if you're feeling better. Do you have a test that says negative?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird.
I do want to say the highlight of my Thanksgiving was playing Pummel Party with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it was fun, and I was wasted.
Yeah,
I won. Got first place.
You won, and then your wife took over after you passed out.
I went to bed.
Yeah. So it's a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fun party games. The only thing I can't get out of my fucking head is that fucking lightsaber noise.
That lightsaber game.
Let's hit it up. We've never. How long are we recording? Oh,
no,
only an hour and 17. We can talk about. All right, let's do it. Favorite anime.
Wow.
Anime, yeah.
You're just gonna disrespect that shit right now. Man, I want to say like the first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul were probably my favorite, and then My Hero Academia is my current favorite right now.
I have not watched that yet. I need to watch it though. I've heard it's very good. I've just been busy watching other shows, and dude, once it hits nighttime, man, I just like. But I really need to start. I want to watch more. I actually need to get caught up in Dragon Ball Super and Boruto. But I've heard Boruto's getting pretty spicy, especially in the manga. Speaking of which, the creator of Naruto is taking over the writing for Boruto, so that should be interesting.
So we should have like fillers out the ass.
Is it Boruto a sequel to Naruto?
First of all, he doesn't write the fillers. The fillers were because the TV show caught up so fast, so the writers of the TV show just put fillers in to fill it in, basically. They can't just fucking wait. So yeah, there's a way to watch Naruto and Naruto Shippuden without fillers. You just watch Naruto, no fillers, and I'll tell you what episodes to skip. For those of you who want to know, for Naruto, it's basically like episode 1 through 99, and then you skip 100 to like 200 something, and then you watch like the last episode. And there you go. Yeah, there's literally 100 and some odd fillers.
That's a fucking lot of fillers, dude.
It's gnarly. I was watching it. Like he goes off to go do training or something, and then I'm like,
Jiraiya.
I was talking to my friend. I was like, dude, like, it's like he's training with Jiraiya, but like one episode he's doing shit with Kakashi. I'm confused. He goes, "Oh, those are fillers, man. Yeah, you don't really need to watch those." I was like, "Okay." He goes, what episodes do I skip? He goes, oh no, you're done already.
Just good. You're good.
Yeah, watch the last episode. You can go to Shippuden. I watched like 50 episodes of fillers, and yeah, it kind of introduces some side characters. So if you're into that kind of shit, it's cool. But like
the overall storyline,
memories, and just you don't need it. You really don't need to.
I watched every single episode, Matt. Every single one.
Sorry, Shippuden's very much like 20 episodes content, 2 episodes filler, 20 episodes. And near the end of the season, when they're doing the whole ninja war and about to fight the, all that kind of stuff, it's like every other episode's filler. It's very annoying. You're like, so you gotta skip episodes there too. But I read the manga for that. I was like, fuck this shit. So I actually haven't watched the ending of Shippuden. I've only just read it, and I watched some Boruto. But it was good. But I just need to catch up and then Dragon Ball Super. Obviously.
What the fuck is Boruto? Is that sequel?
It's his kid.
It's Boruto's
son.
Okay.
Yeah. If you didn't get by the name.
Is there also 900 episodes of Boruto?
Not yet.
There's really not that many episodes of Naruto. There's way. If you want to talk about 900 episodes, you got to watch One Piece.
We're not doing that, dude.
That's gnarly. I tried. You know what? If Sheep listens to this, he'd be very upset with me. I didn't think One Piece was that great. I watched
we're getting special guest Tosh real quick.
Yeah, I watched we should probably have him come in and talk about anime one day, but I watched over 100 episodes of One Piece, and I just at one point I was like, I don't give a shit. I just I think my friend Tony was like, he's very big in anime. He's like, bro, like episode 300 something gets gnarly, and I'm like, that's a lot.
That's a while. That's a while.
It should be good the whole time.
Yeah, maybe the first couple episodes just introducing characters, and then we need to start. When you start doing stuff,
we gotta ramp this baby up. Yeah. So I just kind of got like, okay, it didn't interest me too much. But anyway, Trent, what's your favorite anime?
All right, so recently I've been more of an anime casual. So I've been keeping up, but I guess I don't know. Yeah, this might be really bad. I don't know how the community feels, but I guess my the anime that really like hits home with me, and I wish I could watch for the first time again is probably Death Note. I wish I could watch. I really wish I could watch. The first time watching that fucking anime was fucking insane. I wish I could.
It's suspenseful. It's good.
I wish I could experience it for the first time again. It's like that's like I don't really say that about a lot of things, but that anime series.
I watched a lot of anime when I was in dental school before Caitlin and I got serious. That's all I did. I just fucking
just powered it out.
Power out through anime all the fucking time. Especially when you're single dude or not living with your.
Yeah, you got time. Right?
You got time, man.
Yeah, you got time. Exactly.
All time in the world. So I feel like I don't. I have a job and that. So yeah, but I definitely want to start getting more at watching the anime again. Another thing I was doing too, off topic a little bit, it's not anime, but I've been watching the Critical Role, Dungeons and Dragons series.
So that's one they stream on Twitch, or
they stream on Twitch and it's also on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every episode's like fucking 3 hours long, so it's like
it's a movie.
Trying to catch up. That is gnarly. I've finished the whole first campaign. I'm like halfway through the second campaign. I just hit a brick wall. So that's where a lot of my TV show watching went. Was that every single day I would just watch Critical Role all the time on my phone, like eating breakfast, it'd be on. Laying in bed, it'd be on. Whatever, it was always on. Even Caitlin's like, you're always watching that show. And then I'm like, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's so long. So I've actually taken quite a big break now. It's actually been a month since. Well, I'll watch a couple episodes like a month now for the past few months, which is bad because now I'm getting behind again, like real behind. They do an episode a week. It was good because during COVID, they weren't filming at all. So I was like, thank God.
Yo, Matt, you can use your vacation hours to.
There you go.
Watch.
I already used my vacation, bro.
Okay.
So my filler time, I wish I didn't have like a bad habit this one, but my filler time goes into watching streams, which I love watching streams, and it's like chill, just hanging out, but like there's no stories in streams, right? It's just like people playing video games.
Yeah.
And so
I have like 8 days of watching Trick 2G.
So like I want to like I want to tell myself that I want to go back to like watching like anime and like movies or shows in my free time, but like every time I go to like sit and like chill on my couch or sit and hang out in bed, I just
pass out.
First because all the streams, dude, I just don't feel like watching other stuff for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like
it's probably more of an investment in terms of like you actually have to like
focus. Maybe it's more like background noise to me. And
a lot of times I watch now it's background. I'll look up like, oh shit, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to play like phone games and like stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably more of like a background thing to me, and I can't like focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever makes you happy, man. You don't gotta watch anime.
Matt, you have a favorite anime? I think we got it to you.
Man, I gonna have to say, the Dragon Ball series. I just loved, and I love Naruto, and I watched a little one called Samurai 7, and I've heard My Hero Academia is really good. I want to watch that. I've watched even oh fuck, I forgot the name of the show now. I was watching a lot of it. Hunter x Hunter, that's good too. But just man, I've seen Dragon Ball when Goku's like a kid, like 5 times. I've seen Dragon Ball Z so many times. I used to rewatch Dragon Ball Z like twice a year.
I just watch Dragon Ball Z a lot. Yeah,
GT I don't really like GT, but Dragon Ball Z, it's just so classic. I know it's basically the same shit, just like Goku dies, trains, gets big man, BBEG comes, saves the day. But it's just so funny. I just like as a kid too, like I looked up to Goku. So it's such a cool show. The fight scenes were awesome. And then when Dragon Ball Super came out, man, I was pumped for it. I thought Dragon Ball Super was excellent. I haven't watched the new episodes as of late. Last episode I finished was the Tournament of Power, I think it was, or whatever it was. That was like the last little like the season I watched. But the new one's supposed to be really good. I have some friends reading the manga and they said it's awesome. So I need to pick that up again. But yeah, Dragon Ball is just something special, man. I would say Naruto's for sure my second. I really like Naruto. I also like I love the story where like Naruto's that classic, like no friends, no nothing, just hard work, dedication, and then gets all the success and everything, saves the world. It's a good story. It's a good come up story. So do you
have a favorite Dragon Ball saga?
I would have to say I really liked the Boo saga. It just
they started introducing some wild shit.
Fights. The Majin Vegeta Goku fight is
that one was
one of the best fights I've ever seen. It was really good.
So fucking good, actually.
I mean, the Frieza saga is always a classic. Just seeing that first time he goes to Super Saiyan kind of thing, just the fight scenes and
5 episodes of Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, 5 minutes, and 8 years later, Namek's still around. So
yeah, what's cool about the series that you can definitely tell the progression right from the beginning of Dragon Ball Z to like more towards the end of the sagas and stuff. It's like it's really cool to see, like, even just power level increase. Obviously, it's an anime, so like obviously it's gonna have power level increase, but seeing just like the progression of the story is just great.
Yeah, I really just truly love that show. Lots of good animes, like Hero, Death Note, and Hunter x Hunter, and everyone says My Hero Academia is amazing, and there's lots of little mini series ones too. But that's just something that holds true in my heart.
I could probably watch Dragon Ball Z like over again and still enjoy it. I don't think I tried watching Death Note again, but like I already know what's gonna happen. So it's like, bro, it's not the same.
Dragon Ball Z can be mindless.
It's just like fighting, just fucking.
What was the other Netflix was like Psychopath or whatever? Psychonaut. There's one like that. Max told me about. It was really good too. There's a lot of Netflix ones are good. There's also the.
Have you guys seen Attack on Titan?
Deadly Sins?
Seven Deadly Sins was okay.
It's weird.
I watched 7 Deadly Sins.
Weird. Yeah. I like it.
It was a trip. It was I watched it with Tiana and it was good. It's not like top.
No, it's definitely not up there, but it's entertaining. Attack on Titan's amazing. I read the manga. That shit's dope.
Yeah, I watched Attack on Titan.
Final season's coming out now. I think. Yeah.
That story's gnarly, bro. I never.
When I first heard that show, people were fucking getting eaten alive. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
A lot of shit happens in that show,
I remember reading the manga and just being like, holy shit. And then I was way ahead of the manga. And then we got to that one part in the story, which I think is now. I haven't seen the show in a little bit. But I was like, holy shit. What? Like,
shit was wild.
Island and, oh, man. I don't know. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that show's wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. So. I should just rewatch that shit. That shit is dope,
that's a good show.
Yeah, that's also one of the top ones too. I think it's really good. It's like Game of Thrones anime. Everyone fucking dies. Love it. So all right then. Well, a little anime talk. We've been planning on that for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a good place to end it, and I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving and happy holidays to you all, and we'll see us next weekend.
Cool. Thanks for listening.
Everyone.
Peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Love us.